Hello, Namaste, welcome back to my channel 𝐦𝐫𝐢𝐜 Stock Analyst. This is 𝐦𝐫𝐢𝐜 here. So in today's video, I would like to discuss regarding commodities outlook because so many people were asking that what is your view on the commodities uh, and the future outlook of the commodities. So let me start by saying that if you look at the commodities, the basic you can gauge from the price rally or the future outlook is the looking at the iron ore prices. Why? Because most of the thing which commodities, particularly metals, we are talking about the metals price outlook. So China, as you know, that I have always been telling in many of my videos about metals and commodities, that 50% of the production and consumption generally of all the metals commodities is by China. Okay, so production also by China and consumption by China. So China's growth or the pattern of its outlook, growth outlook, very much affects the prices of these metals. Now in recent time, you must have seen that suddenly the metals prices or particularly the iron ore prices had rallied. If you look at last 1 or 2 months around, see, from December onwards. So with the assumption that now the China is government will take steps to revive the economy, to revive the growth basically, which had been lingering for past 2 years after very strict COVID lockdown also, and still it is not recovered, and also because of the slump in the property in Chinese property market, so many companies went bust, and that has affected the basically the consumption or the demand of iron ore and steel and mostly metals. So there are already the Chinese government has come out with one monetary steps like CRR, that is Central Reserve requirement for the banks. They have reduced by recently only, I think 1 week before, uh, in in order to increase the liquidity and the prop up the demand and the growth outlook. But here my view is that, and that is where that really, or everybody is expecting that metals is going to really, the prices are going to again start after 2 years, that really we can see in the steel prices and iron ore prices, and iron ore prices becomes the basis. If you look at the iron ore prices, you can track, you can understand the track of most of the other metals basically, because it's the most liquid and the most traded commodity in the market, and by volume also, and by value. If you look at this market, it equals, not equals to, but it is quite around 1.6 billion tons of this commodity is traded. So that's a huge quantity, right? Huge volume, like you can compare it to the oil. So if you look at with these measures also, which I believe that it's this is a kind of a not false hope, but this is not going to kickstart Chinese economy. So let us put it in that way. Not going to kickstart the growth which China and all the world is thinking that with these measures, monetary measures, and few more measures to come to increase liquidity and increase the growth and infrastructure spending, and that government stimulus on infrastructure. I believe, it is my view is that this is not going to happen, even despite the efforts and very much by the Chinese government, because there are a lot of factors. First of all, this world geopolitics has changed what it was before 5 years, and post COVID, with all this crisis in the world, particularly geopolitical crisis, war crisis, and even China's own position as regard the growth engine of the world has a little bit shifted and wobbled. And with all these measures, also it's not going to kickstart to that extent where most of the investors or the people are expecting that the metals prices will now again going to see a rally. Whatever happened in last 2 months, you have seen suddenly that iron ore prices have gone up from its lows around 10-12%. It has risen. Its main basis is, my belief is that, this is what my actual view is, that it has been always observed that the end of the year, means December, January, you will see iron ore steel prices go up, because China's New Year, that is Lunar New Year, there every year. It is China's New Year is in the February. So just before that Chinese Lunar New Year, you will see a lot of restocking, or people buying. Means traders restock this iron ore, steel, and anticipation, because there is a 2 weeks of holidays, and that is why this is just a restocking. It's not like the demand is going to pick up, and in anticipation of that this is happening. So I believe that even post after this holiday, I don't think so these are the measures which are going to help Chinese economy or the metal prices as such in the demand scenario. And also another which my pessimism regarding the metals, commodities, or the Chinese growth comes from that in May, when this already the new Taiwan election, that premier election has been happened, right? So that will be installed in May, and during that time also you will see some kind of reaction from China, and that will also destabilize. Means this year is going to be continuously some kind of a crisis or destabilization, which will definitely dampen the demand situation overall in the world, and also the supply kind of a disruption. So that is where I am not very optimistic about the metals rally, metals price rally. And that's why my advice to all the investors is that don't be guiled by this metals rally and start investing in the metal stocks. No, stay away from that. When actually fundamentally there will be something, I will come out and give you update. So this is what I just wanted to give you, my little update about the metal prices. Stay away from this. There is no fundamental reason for the metal prices to rally. And if you like this video, you please put a like, share it with the maximum friends, and also visit my website www.statanalyst.com for professional advisory on a chargeable consultancy basis. You can send mail. My details are in the description box bar down below or in site. And also there is a Telegram channel which you can join if you want to. That's it from my side. Ciao from Neeraj from Moscow.